My intention is to demonstrate how powerful this is and how you can use it for yourself if you just understand these simple principles. Everybody's probably seen some version of this funnel model, right? And basically it's just an inverted triangle, but the video funnel is different than most other funnels. And here's the difference. Most marketers will draw the funnel like this and say there's all these different steps, right? You got your cold audience, right? You got your, warm, right? You got your hot, you got your one-time offer, you got, finally the money at the end. Like this is basically, the idea of a funnel. And the mechanics of what goes inside can vary depending on the product. But most marketers, when they think of video marketing, they think, oh, you know what? Let's make a whole bunch of video. And what we're gonna do with these videos is we're gonna put them here, right? So people in the cold audience will warm up to you. And then when they're warm, we're gonna give a warm audience message here. And then we're gonna give a hot message here. And then a one-time offer or whatever that is, a resell, an upsell, and then finally for the sale. And here's the thing. This does work. You build out your funnel, you got your automated emails, you got your campaigns, your tripwires, your exit pop-ups, whatever that is. There's a lot of things that work. Amazing copywriting, graphics design, and video is what lubricates this whole system and helps to drive more leads and sales down to right here. And when I looked at this, I thought, this is really cool. Also, it's really complicated because for most people who come on to these programs, or who get started with marketing, the thought of building all this stuff, right, just to get that is overwhelming. And sometimes what you need is you need sales tomorrow. You need sales today. You need to pay your bills by the end of the month. And this whole thing sounds a little bit overwhelming. Now, I do encourage you to actually build out your funnel, something like this at some point, but sometimes you need the quick and the dirty and effective. So what if there was a simpler way? And what we're gonna do is consider that the whole funnel is inside the video. Now, let's break this down into a few different steps, really simple. Now, at the very top of the funnel, you need something called a HPT. This is called a hockey puck title. Why is it called a hockey puck title? It's because I got inspired by Wayne Gretzky, arguably the best hockey player, ice hockey player in world history. And he said something really amazing, and I think he's been quoted 100 times. And what he said is, a good player will go to where the puck is, but a great player will go to where the puck is going to be. And the way I interpret this is that if you make a video, a great video, it can have the cure to coronavirus, to cancer, it can be the key to make $1 million. But if the title sucks, then the video is worthless because nobody's gonna get a chance to watch it. We're in a scrolling society where people are scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, every social media platform out there. And if you can't get people to stop scrolling so your video can autoplay, then you're just gonna be scrolled away, right? Nobody's gonna see you. So how can you get people to stop scrolling? With a great title. There's a specific formula for the hockey puck title. Different places to research, how to reframe and how to refill. I have some strategy around this, and also how to get ranked on YouTube and Google if that's the platform you want to go into. Write the titles first. So if there's one thing you remember about this, it's the title comes first before the video itself. The title is more important than the video. Now, if you disagree with me, that's fine. But for the purposes of just getting started, getting people's attention and starting to get leads and sales with video, I want you to remember the title is more important than the video itself. Now, what do? We get people to stop scrolling. That's step one. Step two is we need people to continue watching, right? Once it starts autoplaying, if it plays for 3 seconds, Facebook will count that as a view. Now, it's not a very high quality view, but it's definitely a view. So you've got those 3 seconds to get people to want to continue watching till the end. And that is something called the hook. You got to hook them in, right? And after you hook them in, after you earn the right, then you may introduce yourself. And then after you introduce yourself, you got to tell them why they should keep watching. Why is this important? Lead, that L stands for lead. Lead their anticipation to what you're going to deliver. Well, you're going to deliver some dopamine to the bloodstream is what you're going to deliver. Think that you're a drug dealer and this is social media. And when people pay you time, they pay you units of time, which is the currency of social media. It can literally be bought and sold in the form of ads, and that's what makes social media work. And if people come to you and they pay you units of time and they get a great dopamine hit, then you just did a transaction. You sold them some drugs, dopamine, into their bloodstream in exchange for their time. On the other hand, if they pay you time that they'll never get back and you give them a dud, they will not come back. So you got to make sure to create that relationship, create that addiction, right? And then afterwards, when they got that nice dopamine running through their bloodstream, they're feeling happy, then you can ask them for something. Okay, so this next part, as you can see, is called Hilda. Hook, introduce, lead, deliver, ask. And this is the process that I've done with over 4,000 videos. I've done this with tons of coaching clients, and it just straight up works. We have a hockey puck title at the top, HPT. We got our Hilda, hook, introduce, lead, deliver, ask. And after that, what do we ask them to do? At the end of the video, you got to ask them to do something, but this is not where you pitch your sale. You don't say, hey, come join my mastermind where I charge $1,000 a month, or come buy my course for $37, or come to the free webinar. This is not the place to do that, because remember, we're doing free organic content that you want people to watch and share and follow you for. And if you start pitching them right away, that's the fastest way to lose engagement with your audience. And also it can break trust, because people, if they don't know you yet and you ask them to do stuff and it feels a little like a high hurdle, then you can be blowing them away, and they came to you expecting free stuff and then they got pitched instead. So this is not the place to pitch stuff. This is a place to ask for a micro commitment. And the micro commitment is ask them, hey, would you like this missing link? Now, what's a missing link? The missing link is the thing that, I want you to listen to this carefully. They never knew, they always needed it. It's free for you to give, and it's priceless to them. That is something that is gonna get people to raise their hand and say, yes, I would like it. Let's get in touch, let's talk. Now, for example, a missing link that I provide a lot of times is really simple. I just say, hey, did you know that we scroll through 69,000 pages on our phones every single year? And did you also know that 85% of people on Facebook, they don't have their sound on when they watch video? So what this tells me is that if we don't have a strong banner on top to get people to stop scrolling, and captions below for all the people, the 85% of the audience who doesn't have the earbuds in, then we're gonna lose our audience. And then I pause and I say, now, did you also know that I could shoot video on my phone, get the title on top, get the captions transcribed by AI without me having to type a thing on my phone, and shoot a minute video, get it edited and online in 3 minutes or less? If there was a free tutorial like that, would you want it? Now, some of you here already have that resource, but I do have a free tutorial on that. And here's the thing. They never knew, they always needed it. They didn't know these statistics necessarily. They might have had some clue about it, but now the fact that I have presented the problem and then presented the opportunity, it's something they never knew they always needed, right? But priceless to them. Now, if you can get this tutorial to use free apps to do this, that can seem pretty priceless, right? In the moment, maybe not, in the big, life value kind of priceless, but priceless, right? Priceless to them, but free to me. I made this tutorial once, and now I could share it to anybody. By the way, if you do want that, just type in the comments below, type video hack, and I'll DM you with that tutorial. But that's not what this is about. I want to give you an example of what is a missing link, right? The missing link, remember this, the thing they never knew, they always needed, that's priceless to them and free for you to give. And if you come up with a missing link, then people will engage with you. Now, what do we do next? So we got our hockey puck title, our Hilda, our missing link. The next is our Smooth Segue. Smooth Segue. This is very, very nuanced. And here's what I mean by this. We've all been spammed in our DMs by somebody who believes they're God's gift to the world, and they send you a whole paragraph of constipated text. And when I say constipated, it's because it just gets clogged there, it doesn't get processed well, and you look at it and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's just pitch after pitch after pitch, and you just unfriend these guys, you block them, you skip them, you don't want to hear from them again, right? That is not the way to reach out to someone. Remember, we just offered them the missing link, right? And now a few of you, I see like 5 people just typed video hack. Now, what just happened? What just happened here is that I presented something and you raised your hand, figuratively by typing video hack, saying that you want something from me. So now the positioning is that you reached out to me, therefore, if I say, hey, do you mind if I send you a DM with the information you asked for? Great. Now, it wouldn't feel unnatural to have a conversation to get to know you a little better. And this wasn't the intention of this, by the way. I'm not here to sell. I'm here to demonstrate what really, really works. And if, by the way, you're commenting now and we're going to get in a conversation, then you'll see for yourself that it works. But that wasn't my intention when I first started. My intention is to demonstrate how powerful this is and how you can use it for yourself if you just understand these simple principles. So here's the thing. You get them to raise their hand by commenting or DMing you, right? And because they initiated, now you are in control of the conversation. You're the person that got reached out to instead of you reaching out and spamming other people. And this is a combination of frameworks and very, very short scripts. Think of a flow chart where if they say this, then this, then this, then this, and this. And this, if it's designed properly using my system, then you'll be able to guide people through from just getting interested to having a conversation that will segue smoothly. That's why it's called the smooth segue. We're going to smoothly segue from them being a passive viewer to being an active engager. Okay? So that's the segue. Right now you're passively viewing, but because I got you to comment, now we're engaging. You know how I was talking about conversations and stuff? That's what's going on. I want you to engage with me. I don't want you to passively watch. What does a smooth segue go to? It goes to one of two things. So we can either sell them right there inside the funnel or book a call, a session, a strategy, whatever your mechanism is for selling. Now, as I explained in the beginning, we have no subscriptions, right? You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to make a website. You don't need to even make a landing page. You don't need to send a single email, right? No cash investment. If you have a phone, and if you're watching this, you definitely have that. And you need no experience to get started. And what I did, and the reason I made this and broke this down is because I've worked with really, really famous, influential people on social media. People who, I won't mention right now, that I don't know if they'd appreciate it, but people who are household names in the US and internationally. And I've helped them to make video that did this exact same thing. But I didn't really have a way to formulate it and to explain it. And when COVID hit, it was my intention to make this available to a lot of people, especially businesses who are hurting, people who the world needs. People like you, if you're watching this, I believe that on some level the world needs you, maybe on a big level. Maybe you don't believe it yourself, but I believe it. And that's why I create this stuff, because I want to help you to help the world more. And by extension, the world will need me, because if I'm able to help you and you're able to help more people, then that really is the virtuous cycle that I'm creating here. But the reason I'm saying this is that this whole system is stuff that people would pay me, you know, anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000 a day to come in there and help them make video and use strategy like this. And I would do a done for you type of program. But I want you to look at this and understand that this is not the cheap strategy that's not working. This stuff actually works. People have paid me a lot of money for consulting with this. And the reason I'm giving it away here is because I believe the world needs you. If your videos are not performing the way or at the level that you want them to, then I'll show you how to diagnose what's going on, okay? So first of all, if your view count is low, let's say that you're getting 100 views per video, you want it to go to 500, right? The first place you want to look is right here. If you look at the title, this is what's going to get people to stop for at least 3 seconds. And if your titles are not on point, if they suck, then your views will be low. People won't view your videos. So that's the first place you want to look if your view count is low, if people are not sticking around and watching for very long. Now, if the view retention is low, let's think about retention. Retention is when you look at this chart and you see like this kind of drop-off rate, right? And people start watching and they drop off at some point. You want to look for two things: cliffs and plateaus. So right here, I've identified a cliff. Tons of people dropped off right here. Go watch that video, find out what part of the video everybody decided to leave all at once. And then right here, that looks like a plateau. People stuck around there. Watch that part of your video and look at the analytics to figure out what is working, when do people stick around and when do people drop off, what not to do and what to do more of. So that is where you want to look when the retention is low, people are not sticking around. And this is all in the Hilda. How can you hook them in, introduce yourself, lead their anticipation, deliver value, and then ask for the right thing at the end. But this is what gets people to watch, is the structure inside the video, right? Now, if you're not getting engagement, if people are not commenting, sharing, liking, all the above, then here is your problem right here. This is the missing link. The missing link, the thing that they never knew they always needed, that's priceless to them and free for you to give, all right? And if your conversations are not leading into qualified prospects and leads, then this is it right here, the smooth segue. There's something wrong with the system. There's something wrong with the architecture of your conversation, and it's not leading to the result that you want. And obviously, if all of that works, then you're bingo. You've got everything together. You're actually getting sales right there inside the chat without having to book an appointment. Or if your sales mechanism is a call, you're booking appointments and you're getting your calendar booked with prospects. So remember, this is both the system to get leads and sales with video, all packaged into a video and social media without any external software needed. It's also a diagnostic tool so that you can get really clear on what's going on, where's the problem, where's the pipeline blocked, and how can I fix it in quick, actionable steps. And I want to help more people, and the way I help more people is by getting you engaged, getting you to invite your friends in here. Especially I'm looking for business owners, coaches, professionals, people who need this the most, lawyers, doctors, chiropractors. Those are the kind of people who probably don't have a budget to hire a marketing team, and therefore what they need is just a few skills that they can use just by picking up their phone, getting on social media, and spending maybe 30 minutes a day. You can start generating leads and sales using that and just this simple model that I put right here.